Have you ever wanted to color grade a photo, but you thought it was impossible to get the look that you really wanted because those colors didn't exist in your photo? And so you kind of just gave up on that dream and on that vision. But what if I told you that you could actually push colors into your photo that never really existed so that you could actually start creating the type of look that you want for your photo? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video today. We're going to go into Lightroom and I'm going to show you exactly how I take a photo from this to something that looks like this. So this is the version of the photo that I have after going through the lighting process and then going through the color mixer tab. Now we've gotten to the process where we want to push color through our color grade. And so you can see this is a very simple environment. We've muted a lot of the colors in the background, like these greens, like the yellows, and even some of these blues and purples. And so that's not really the type of color grade that we want to create around is any of these colors in particular. And so that's actually what's going to set up for a perfect recipe like this, where we can start pushing colors into our scene without really affecting the initial color grade because we're just dealing with the color palette that we personally want to set up. We're coming in with almost a clean image, and now we are just going to be forcing and pushing colors into the scene that weren't really there. And so that's going to take us into an image that looks something like this. And so you can see we've got warm highlights here, and then we've got this kind of green undertone. And so this isn't really a heavy push color grade in comparison to what I would normally push. And I'm going to show you exactly why this works and how you can do this in your own photos. All right, so editor Jake here, and I finished editing the video, but I feel like there's a couple key concepts that need to be highlighted in order for us to continue, for it all to make sense, because the editing portion of this is great, but these two key concepts need to be highlighted before we move on. So in order for this process to work on literally any photo in any environment, you need to make sure that these two things are true. First, you need to know what type of mood you want for your photo. And second, that color needs to line up within a color palette. So everything that you're pushing for your color grading wheels needs to align within a color palette. So whether you want to push this concept where you have these nice warm highlights and then these blue undertones, that's a complementary color palette. And it doesn't always have to be centered around a complementary, but it does need a color palette. So with that being said, let's jump into the video. So when we go into this photo here that we're going to start grading, we are thinking about a couple different things. So first, we need to be thinking about what kind of mood we want. And so I want these nice warm highlights because this was shot at sunset. So I know first and foremost, okay, I really want to push in my warm tones in the highlights. And so when we go into the highlights here, I know that I want to push in more of the sunset glow. And so I'm just going to start pushing in this tone here. And now oftentimes you're going to be like, okay, well, I don't really know where to push in my color. How do I start? But the way that you know this color is actually going to fit your photo is based off of whether this looks too red or if it looks too green. And so for me, I'm like, okay, this looks a little bit too red for what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start swinging all the way to the other side. And I'm like, okay, that's too green. Now I'm going to start balancing between the two red, two green, and I'm going to find that perfect place where it balances and meshes with the type of look that I want for my photo. And for me, I'm like, yeah, okay, this color works for my scene. I'm just going to turn the eye off, turn it on. I'm like, yeah, okay, that works good and that looks good. And this is honestly personal preference. Sometimes you might look at a color that you're pushing in and be like, you know what, I don't think that looks too red, so I'm going to keep that and push in that direction. But you also have to know that whatever color you push, whether we are going a little bit more on the red side, that's going to affect the type of color that we're pushing in the shadow tone. And so keeping that in mind, let's go back and I'm going to set this color as the color that I want. Now I'm just going to bring back the saturation a little bit because I don't want it super heavy here. All right, now we're going to go into our midtones, and our midtones are actually going to follow after the highlights. And the reason why is because we just want them to accentuate that warm look. And so what we're going to do is just start bringing that up in the same direction. Now we don't want to go too heavy here. We're just going to go pretty light and pretty muted. I think that most likely we'll have to come back into the midtones either to dial back or to push a little bit further to get the look that we want, because when we start pushing color into the shadows, then that can completely change the direction of our photo. So then we go into our shadows here, and now I'm going to start pushing towards this opposite tone. And you might be looking at this color that we're going to push into our shadows and thinking, okay, well, that's not actually a complementary color palette. Like, we didn't push in red into these highlight tones. So why in the world are you pushing green into this photo? So oftentimes we would say we want to push in the opposite of that color that we push in the highlights. So that would be somewhere in these deep blues. Now, sure, that could work for our photo if we wanted it to, but I want something that looks a little bit more on the moody side, kind of these green tones, kind of get like that ominous green. And why this works with our scene is because we actually have these reds in the skin tones and down here. And so these tones work with the scene. Now, if we were to have our yellows more this way, that doesn't look good with the scene because these yellows don't actually fit into a color palette. And so that's actually the qualifying factor is we need to be thinking about setting up our photo first and foremost in the color mixer tab, even if this is a very bland and muted scene. Like you can see, once I start bringing back this yellow tone into the reds, that totally fits the scene so much better because that tone now sits within our color palette. So let's say that these oranges are now sitting a little bit more towards the red, and now opposite is within like these green tones, which works out perfectly here. And then we've got our yellow in the sky, which is sitting somewhere up in here. So now we have this split complementary tone. And this is where a lot of people go wrong is they just start pushing color into their color tones without thinking, what type of color palette am I actually trying to create within my image? And what type of color palette is going to fit within my photo? And so for us, we've got a split complementary perfectly lined out here because we've got our greens as the undertone, we've got our reds there, we've got our reds here, and then we've got our yellows in the sky. And so that's what helps us shape around our entire image here. And so you can see that we went from something that was fairly clean to now something that's a lot more moody, a lot more dramatic. And if we wanted to, obviously this is personal preference. If you want to, you can remove color in the highlights, the midtones, just keep like that green undertone. That is personal preference, but you can see how we set up the system here. So I have this 4-phase system that helps me know how to color grade any photo shot in any environment. And it tells me exactly what a photo needs before I ever start editing. And I put this entire thing into a 54-page guide along with my top cinematic presets that I use for literally every single project. So if you want my entire color grading system with my presets, then you can get that down below. All right, let's get back to the video. Now our final look here is gonna require all of our color wheels because we wanna take this photo to look like this, which is more of kind of like that early sunrise feel, but I didn't want it to look too orange, but I wanted it to look more monochromatic in terms of how it was shaped. And so we have one solid color, which is this yellow tone. And so what I had to do is I had to bring in my globals, highlights, midtones, and shadows. And so I'm gonna show you exactly how I went through shaping this photo. So first, set up the look that you want. And for me, I know that I want this monochromatic look. I want something that was kind of like this early morning glow, but I don't want there to be a bunch of like variation between colors. And so I want this as a one solid look, which means that I need my globals, highlights, midtones to all match that same tone because we don't have a lot of color going on here. Like if we go to our color mixer tab, like even if we were to reset our yellow, like that is dominating the color. Like I didn't desaturate a bunch of color. This was just kind of how it came. And so in a scenario like this is where you're going to start pushing in that color really heavily within your color grading wheels to get the look that you want. We're going to start off on the highlight wheel here. And you might be asking, well, why don't we just go to the globals first? But the reason why is because we want to make sure that we're setting up our image properly and then we're dialing in to that extra little bit within the globals. Like, because if we push into the globals and get that entire look, it's polluting our entire image. And we're going to have to push a lot harder within the shadow wheel. And it's also polluting like our midtones. We're getting a lot of pollution in there. We're getting a lot of pollution in the shadows because this affects the entire photo. But when we use the globals last, it doesn't affect the photo in such a harsh way. And so what I like to do is just start pushing in this tone pretty heavily within the highlights. That's not always going to do a ton. So then I'm going to reinforce that within the midtones here. And for this photo, I'm really going to have to pump up these midtones. And you can see here that even while pushing up the midtones, we are getting a little bit of bleed into the shadows, some of those warm tones. And what I like to do is I like to even out and neutralize my blacks because in my opinion, that's what creates a really strong cinematic looking photo is when you have deep neutral blacks. And so I'm just going to push opposite on the color wheel just to neutralize those. Now I don't want to push too far where we get blue into these shadows. I'm going to pull it back, go to about 9, turn the eye off and on. Now I don't think I'm getting blue. Turn the eye off, on. Okay, so that's neutralizing and evening our blacks. Maybe we are getting a touch, so I'm going to pull it back to 6. Perfect. Now, we need that extra boost of color. Now, this is where our globals come in, where we want to really just dial this in and really hone in this look to take over the photo. So I'm going to start pushing this in here. And there we go. Now I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, this looks a little bit too dominant in this color, and I want to be more of that subtle glow. And so I'm just going to pull back on some of these midtones here. Okay, now we have this really nice sunrise glow, but it's not killing our photo. So I'm going to turn the eye off, turn the eye on. And you can totally choose whatever color you want, whether you want to go more so towards like that orange, then you'll just need to adjust your color wheels to match that tone. Something like this if you wanted it to, but personally, in my opinion, I really liked what we had originally. And so that is exactly how you'd go through this process. So that is exactly how you create a color grade in a photo that never really had the colors to match the vision that you wanted. And the one key concept that helped us get there was sticking to a specific color palette. Now, if you want the entire system for how to color grade your photos, like I said, there's more information in the description. But for the time being, if you want to see more videos just like this, then you can check out this video. We'll see you over there. All right, peace.